A huge solar storm, a G4 that can increase to G5, is arriving to Earth by June 2nd. Oh, the sun isn't real, the moon isn't real, it's all holograms. Oh, really? So, how do they influence the tides? That's just a simple question for you, but I'm not gonna get there this video. Is the sun that we see the real one? No. But is the sun not real? Also, no. You can stay there and wait because I'm gonna bring this story of the fake sun. Yes, I know. I have been noticing for over a decade now that the sun is not yellow how it used to be, that instead of energizing you, the sun actually has been making you more tired and all of that, and there are reasons, scientific reasons behind. I'm already making a script. I'm about to launch it within the next few days. But right now, I'm here to tell you that electromagnetic solar storms are real and they can impact the world for sure. These kind of storms can disrupt power grids, communication systems, and satellite operations. The geomagnetic storms could cause aurora boreals, northern lights, to be visible across more of the United States, according to KTVB. Other potential effects: solar flares can also disrupt radio communications, aviation systems, and navigation networks. I don't know if you noticed, but for the past few months, at least to say since March, April, when the solar storms started getting more common, the Wi-Fi are not good anymore. Anywhere you can see the fastest ones, they are fucking it up. And the cell phone connections, oh my goodness. But obviously, most people maybe are not even like noticing it because they are NPCs. So they're gonna say, it's not happening to me. So like, next, please. Do you know why people didn't use to talk too much about solar storms? Because the biggest event that we had was the Carrington event on September 1st, 1859. This huge solar flare hit Earth, and it resulted in a significant disruption to the telegraph systems, including sparking, fires, and even some operators being shocked. Literally, people would touch a metal bar and just get shocked. You know? And that can also affect the satellites. Satellites are not real. Honey, your cell phone depends on satellites to function. Not everything is a hologram. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. I know you are confused and desperate to make something make sense. But saying the moon and the stars are holograms is not gonna help you, okay? They are not holograms. They are as real as you and me, okay? Considering we are holograms because we are heat particles in movement, you can say that they are heat particles in movement too. But at the same way as you see us as one unit and solid, they also are seen and can be considered as one unit and solid, if that's the basic principle that you are trying to go from. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's not because it's not real, it's because you know nothing about quantum physics. Go study a little bit before you shit through your little fingers. The geomagnetic solar storms can also affect volcano eruptions and earthquakes, and even other natural disasters. Why you're smiling saying that? Because I already made peace with the fact that not everybody will survive. That is impossible. We have 8.3 billion people in the world, and 63% of them don't have inner dialogue. They are NPCs. They are fragments of soul that react to primate instincts. For example, hunger, thirst, sadness, happiness, anger. They just react to what they are taught and what they are incentivized to do. They're not like me and you. When you try to explain them that we are heat waves, molecules, moving at the same time that our brain considers as one unit, they call you crazy because they don't even understand how bringing us to a molecule level, as we do with water, H2O, it's important so we understand what are we. And because they can't understand, they scream, crazy! Poor vessel. They can't understand anything. They think the reality is waking up, going to work, coming back, watching a TV show, and going to sleep. Work, consume, repeat is all they know. And because of that, they buy narratives to get to the slow humanity awakening that you wanted with crystals and mantras and bullshit. Earth doesn't have this time. They are already transferring consciousness to machines. They already know that humans are obsolete. A machine is faster, is stronger, and doesn't sleep. Your consciousness doesn't need sleeping either. Your vessel, your biological vessel does. And the 1%, the elite, already know that. Let me explain you something. We were never at the top of the food chain. We are the food chain. Can you understand that? As I said, I know you are worried about your loved ones and your friends and everybody else, right? It's not how the divine works. The big flood happened once. What makes you think that with this level of corruption, it's not going to happen twice? It's time to flood the underground cities. It's time to flood the corruption. It's time to flood what doesn't make part of your daily life, of your little bubble, because while you are happy with your loved ones, there are a lot of people suffering in places that our eyes don't reach. And it's time to stop. So yes, I will smile.
We have a huge coronal mass ejection quickly inbound to the Earth. Now we currently have a long duration, high intensity solar flare occurring on the sun right now from Sunspot Group 4100. Check out that plasma shockwave and launched nearly from Earth center and direct, which would be right here. Certainly in the Earth bullseye strike zone. This is headed directly our way. And in fact, there was another coronal mass ejection that was launched earlier in the day, also towards Earth, though it was not as intense, and it was less of a direct shot. So we have two plasma shock waves that are racing towards Earth right now at this moment in time. The velocity on this second one is quite high, and so it looks like we have about 2 to 3 days before impact, and this is very likely to trigger a very significant solar storm impact, and therefore a very significant geomagnetic storm. This could be a G3 storm, a strong geomagnetic storm, even a G4 storm, which would be severe, potentially a G5 storm, which is extreme. All of those, I would say, are on the table for just this coronal mass ejection impact here.